Hey everyone. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let's do a quick sound check. Hey everyone. Here we go. All right. So, I think the last time was 2 weeks ago. I took a little vacation. I haven't done much with the trees that we've been working on. I put a couple of those in the layout once I get them finished. But I have been working on building up this little base or piece of scenery. And got some orky bits to hang off of it. Of course I would pick it upside down. Don't ask me why I picked these colors. This was kind of fun. These little bolt ends are just little dabs of glue. I think they came out well. This time, I got another video queued up where I'm going to be doing some colors. But I decided to build some orcish walls. So, you can see I tried to do a quick spray paint. That didn't really work out well. I may have to come back and paint these. Well, that's what we might be doing, is painting them. See if we got any. And this time, I got a little punch. Let me see where it is. Yeah, I'm going to have to rebase these. So I just took some cereal. This is a 1/8 inch punch. You don't know how to punch. Pop, right? And this has a nice little a little basket to catch them. Let me see it now. And just end up a little round punch. And so you can see them all over right in there. Oh, I just pulled one off. The glue wasn't set. All right, definitely got to go back and fix that. I also used the punch, though, to make this little door here with a little grill. It looks like I'm going to need another piece of cardboard behind there as well. Yeah, I got some more work there. I was trying to crank these out. Like I said, I was on vacation. The paper, or the aluminum foil, didn't pick that up too well. But my plan was to hit this overall with just a dry brush of this gunmetal gray, maybe some highlights in nickel, just the cheap stuff. And then I would come back and pick some spots off. So while I'm thinking about sitting here, do this quickly. Yeah, like I said, I was out and about doing the vacation thing in California. Got home a day and a half ago. Well, 2 days now. Exhausted, but had a lot of fun. And then I had to go to work today. So yeah, it's been one of those days. I'll do this off camera. There you go, now it's all set. Oh crap, now I'm going to figure out something else to do. Let's see, do I have any black, cheap black acrylic paint? Should have a big old jar of it right here. Something else, got the old filament 3D printer out and started printing some of this. It really, the quality has gone downhill in this printer. This printer is needs a lot of help. I don't know if I'm gonna worry about it. I'll come back and clean this up. It's 2 parts. Pop together. There's another set of alignment holes up here. You can see some of it stuck to the bed plate. It really did a crap ass job. Really the claws here. I had to burn some of the fuzz. I'm going to have to do a lot of filling. Or maybe that's just a bunch of corrosion and rust. Anyhow, I had some filament sitting around. It's been a long time. But it might look worky enough. And not have to go back to the resin printer. It's got a little base with it. I'm not sure where that is right at the moment. Kind of came out the same way. But yeah, like I said, worky. So I got my dry brushes, but I'm going to need... Oh, I've got a regular flat brush. That might work, actually. Let me go get another... They're just kind of a catch-up night. Let's see what we're going to do. Here's like a real live on the bench. What the heck you doing, Eric? I don't know, man. Just paint crap. I think there's just... Oh, it's kind of glossy, but that's okay. Glossy is good for... metallic. It's not all going to be metallic. Add a little water because this craft acrylic paint comes on a little thick. I want it to be a little thinner. It'll take a little longer to dry, but I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Some of these spots. And this is just cardboard. Corrugated cardboard, some stuff. This is a piece of sprue right here. This is just that cereal box. Like I said, these are cereal boxes. Cut the shape, another piece of sprue. You can kind of see this down here. These rubber piles are just bits of crumpled up tinfoil. They kind of just make a nothing burger pile. What I did is I used a chunk of old sprue as my frame and just glued it in. Now this will represent the edge of the game, so it'll just look like a big wall. I don't know, I may use it in the game, so I'm going to paint both sides once I get all this. It looks like the back side I hit better with a spray can before I left. I waited too long. I kept adding stuff. I wanted the glue to dry. And like I said, from about 1:30 or so. And then at work. Got home. It's like, oh, don't have enough time to repaint. And once I get all painted up this base, I'll come back and hit with some Vallejo texture. I'm going to take care of like gaps like here and gaps down in here. And it'll tie in with some of the other pieces that I've started working on. All right, I'll set that one aside. Let's see how this little one's doing. This one, you can see more of the aluminum foil. The spray paint did not want to lay down on that. I hit that with 3 or 4 and it just kind of laid on it. So there must be, I had used it before. But this is all just, oh, I-beams. That's just 3 pieces of chipboard glued together. And this one got like some granny grating right in there. I'll paint that, look like rusty metal chunks. Rebar, that's the word I'm looking for, metal chunks. Goodness gracious. This one's like much better. Until I turn it to a certain angle, and I'm like, oh no, what'd you do? There's some more of that grating. Yeah, this, I can already see it. So I turn it to this side. You can now see I didn't come in and hit that backside hard enough. Cardboard makes a good palette, but man, it soaks up paint. So I don't use it for the cheap stuff. Use your modeling paint, you'll go through a lot. I got 2 viewers. Hey, everybody's doing. Hope you guys are having a good night. This is just me on the bench goofing off, and I thought I had some stuff ready to go. This will be a tomorrow project. Actually, what I could do, let's see. Let's set that aside. Let's see what I've got on this one. How bad is this? Oh, I can actually see edge of the cereal box. This backside's not bad. I'll give, well, there's not much texture on that backside. This actually is an old sprocket from, I can't remember, it's one model kit. It's like a tank, and they had 2 options, like a Mark 1 and a Mark 2, and the one I built didn't use that sprocket. Hang on a second. Down in the basement, and of course all the animals are here. So we'll send them out. Which got in my hair. So I thought that would kind of make a cool little like porthole door, like think like a submarine or a spaceship, maybe more appropriate. Well, that's just a piece of cardboard cut out, blood and block, a little tin foil around the edges, chunk of cardboard with that little hole punch I showed, just punching everything out. Now this little orc grin here would really come up once it gets dry. Plan was to do that all in that silvery color, metal color, and then come back in the raised area, paint that, like, I don't know, probably red. It's a pretty common color for orcs. Another one of those I-beams, and I just hole punched like a connecting rod. I got 2. I got one that was 1/8 inch and one that was 1/4 inch. It was like $5 on Amazon, and I had like, I think it was like $4.92 with tax, and I had like a credit of like $4.90. So literally, it cost me 2 cents. That's just using points off my Chase card. Hey, we got some other folks. So I'm trying out this new software for like a third-party live stream. You heard that thump? That's the dog running into the door. She forgot the door's closed. So that means I got my laptop over here. Dream big, build small. Dream big, build small. Love it. Yeah. Now let's see. Let me get this mostly coated. It's acrylic, it dries fast, but I don't know if it'll dry. Well, if I get over and start jabber-jawing about some other stuff, some models I've been working on, maybe it will. See, I need another piece of cardboard there. This slid down. This originally was up here to cover that porthole. I don't know what I was thinking. It's orky, right? So I just started slapping stuff together. You can see all the different bits. What I should have done is use hot melt glue like I did the Bond-It right here on the bottom. But guess what? Like everything, I ran out of hot melt glue sticks. So I just grabbed my tacky glue. It took a lot longer to dry, so it took me a day or two. I think, probably with spray paint, you have to look at it from every angle to see what you missed. All right, let's let that sit over here and dry. Take care of that brush later. Unless the stuff gets dry, which I don't think it will. And that's just a cheap craft store brush. I use it mostly for any kind of terrain. I've got another one, same size. These are a 14. I think I have like a 16 or an 18. Big brushes. All right, let's do a quick what else have we been doing on the bench? Dealio. All right, so what I'm going to do is move all this stuff. My regular workbench is full to the brim with crap. So I'm over on my gaming table, which is not really set up for filming or anything. Oh, I'll keep hitting that. I'm gonna have to go up to get it all in frame. So I'm also in the process of building a B-17 from Academy. You can see from the chromate color, I've got some chromate. So I've left aluminum in the Bombay area and the chromate here. I had to cut this window out. I don't know why. I got the landing gear up because it's going to be in flight. Oil paints over acrylic for the wooden parts and the benches. I did buy some crewmen. And since the windows are open, it's like when it's closed up, I mean, it's hard to see, but it's like, hey, there's no floor in there. So I did a little wooden floor. So that'll sit just like that, which means you'll have to look into the window to see it. There won't be all that light, right? It'll be covered up. But as usual, I know it'll be there. This is not a great kit. I don't know if I glued those in place or not. Might be. Like I said, it's not a super great kit. I don't think these. No, they're not glued in place. There we go. Just press fit. So now so I can come back and clean that out. And the Bombay doors are going to be closed because at this point they've already dropped their load. And I have a small ME-109G that I set up for Franz Ziegler. Is going to be flying. I got to do a lot of damage to this. The tail is going to be almost severed. The rear part of it, the gun, is all clear. So I've started masking that off, and that just fits right up in there. In the real life story, the rear tail gunner is the only guy that dies. He gets hit with a direct chunk of flak that takes out part of the rudder, and a chunk comes down and decapitates the poor guy. I don't remember his name. It's easy to remember the pilot's name. His name is Charlie Brown. I don't think Charlie Brown was based off of him. So all this will get painted. This is going to be this front piece, I got a panel in there and in there to do. And the top, I think, might be. But from the pictures I've seen, they don't really show the back end. They don't show the damage. But I've got the 50 cals pointing down because the guy's decapitated, so he's not going to be working. The others, let me just go grab those. So I got a ton of masking to do. A little bunch of 1/72 scale dudes. So there's like a machine gunner. He's got to get. I'm probably going to do them in a light gray primer and then a quick paint because you won't see much of these guys. That's his partner on the other side. I don't know why they built him leaning like that. Like maybe he's trying to slew the gun around. I may only have one of them since the plane's only on one side and it's limping. One of the interesting things is the ball turret has no seat. It just, if I can figure out going around here. I think it goes this way. I think the Academy was thinking there was going to be no people in it. So you would just paint it up. Anyhow, I can't remember which way around it goes. But you've got this little bit, and there's two machine guns that attach in here. And so it would just be sitting there. But the resin kit that I bought and paid for does come with I thought I had them in the bag with all the bits. Does come with, oh, here he is. So this guy is a ball turret. And as you can see, like he fits in this way. And it was cramped in there. But when you go to close it up, he has to turn sideways. So what I may end up doing is pulling him out and just putting the empty in. Again, having the guns down because there was no indication that the ball gun was hit. But there we go. There's also, they didn't fire upon Ziegler. So, and there were some wounded crewmen. So I may have to take some of these dudes, or I may even just make an epoxy figure and have them laying out flat. The pilots, I haven't glued on all the arms. So like I've got this guy supposed to be standing behind him. He could easily be a casualty. Might have to do something with his arms. The pilots, that's the co-pilot. Here's the pilot. I got to figure out their arms. They won't fit in the seats real well. Again, Academy didn't design this for a person in it, which is kind of odd. So I'm going to have to do some creative hacking off of the bottom of his parachute so that he'll actually sit in the seat. And the seat looks awful big, but there could be things like cutting the leg off, moving him over, and then reapplying. Because again, once you button this thing up, get the side that he's sitting in. Once you button this all up, it's going to be really hard to see a whole lot of detail in there. Like you probably won't even see his legs. I could probably just cut them off. And the radar, or the bombardier compartment, I have to decide how much of that is going to get busted up because some accounts have it shot completely off. Others have it just damaged, but the plastic is too thick. Damaged, so I may just pull it off. And Yeah, this is going to be fun putting this all together. But it's a big plane. It's a cheap plane. I've actually had these two kits, this Academy kit and the Airfix kit, for about 5 years. So they were one of the first things, and I got a little too adventuresome when I got back into the hobby during COVID. And I got scared to damage it, and since then I've built a couple other damaged vehicles and planes, and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And even if it doesn't look great, it's the thought that counts. So yeah. And I think their anniversary's coming. I think it was in July 44 or something, so I can get it done for July. There's a big piece that goes in here. It's mostly covered. You got this turret here, so you can just see how dark it is in there unless you shine light directly in. So, yeah. Even with the floor that I carved up. Yeah, that's something to keep me busy. I got a couple days off. Well, what else have we got? Got to get those dudes going. I was hoping this was going to be dry, so, and it's not going to be. So I'm going to pull this away. I'm going to figure out whose arms go with who based on, let's get their stations all set up. Got all that foam fuzz on here, making the pine trees. Just looking to see if anyone is. Let's do a little test piece, right? And here's that gunmetal gray. And we'll take this is our 1/2 inch oval mop. We're just going to do a big overbrush. Not really a dry brush, but not really coloring everything in either. Just give you an idea. I don't know if that's really showing up on camera. And like I said, I'll come back and hit some of these various panels and paint them different colors. Because it's orcish, so we're going to keep the color palette pretty simple. And it's whatchamacallit? It's terrain. I don't want it to overpower. Oh, brick. Let that stuff dry off. Let's see. Like most gunmetals, it's a very dark, silvery gray color. And this one, I think, on the back side, I just took the paper off in chunks. So I think I'm going to leave that paper. Maybe do it like I don't know what, some other color, like a wall color. I said, this is not supposed to be entertaining TV. This is just you guys hanging out with me. I do a little bit of painting, or sometimes assembly. That's going to get worked up into some nasty oranges and reds that represent all kinds of rust. So is this, the Rebel piles as well. That's it. Just give you a quick idea now. There's nickel. See how much brighter that nickel is? How do I do my... Maybe you can even see on camera how bright that color is. So now I really want to work a lot of the paint off. Things like these bolt heads. I really want that grainy grading to stand out. I'll probably come back and rust the crap out of it. I don't know if it's coming out on camera or not. Oh yeah, you kind of see it. I glance over at my monitor. I'll have to come back and give it a real dry brush once I get some rust on it. See if I can just get that with the edge a little bit. Actually, some of these spikes might get painted different colors, so. But I don't have a metallic color. All right, well, there's the... I come back and touch up those rivet heads. Let that set. Wash that brush out. So let's see. What's a good orky color? We were talking about red. Do I have a cheap acrylic red? I know I do. I have a lot of darks. Red and some bright blues. That's not good. Nope. I got all these crafty colors here. You think? Ooh. Here we go. Look at this. Permanent red. Nothing says orc like a nice permanent red. A little thicker artist paint. Well, not really artist. Still cheap, but not as cheap as the so you can see how it's a little bit thicker. That may May take a couple coats to get a good coverage. Just to kind of give you the thought process here. Let's take, let's do the spikes on this one in red. I said, I think, because I'm using this big brush, I'm going to have to come back and cover up those bolt heads. Actually, that's looking pretty good. And it's hard to be super delicate with this big ass brush. Again, this is the beauty of acrylics and dry brushing, because you're not putting much paint on. And I kind of like the idea that some of the metallic paint might be showing through. And I assume that the orcs would paint the backside too, since I got a double spiked wall, except for where it got damaged. So let's come get this side. This is kind of like, what side did I intend this to be the front side? I think I started with this side, and then I started adding plates and stuff to the other side. So this might not be a boundary area. This might be more like a in play barricade. My thought is to have it like, I don't know, a drill site where they're drilling for, I don't know what works drill for, but some sort of ore or oil or something they need heavy equipment on this little section of the city. So I'll have that big drill, that'll be a centerpiece. Maybe I'll make some ore hoppers or something like that for them pulling away all the garbage. I still have to work on, I think there's a vending machine in game. And something else. I got some old, I think they were designed for Star Wars, computer consoles. That my thought is I will use those for stand-ins. That thicker paint, man, it looks like crap, but it covers in one coat. I think it's going to be covering one coat. And actually seeing some paint, like some brush strokes on it, kind of gives the feeling that it's kind of slapdash, which is really kind of the orc style, right? I mean, I haven't played orcs. Oh, man, 2000, maybe 20 years ago, 2005, 2006. And they were fantasy orcs back then. And I didn't actually play them. My youngest son did. I built most of the army for him. And I lost it all. Yeah, that was kind of quick, but I'll have to come back and do some touch up. This stuff here, I want to rust all this up, rust this up. These panels I've got. So I'm not sure. These panels, I'm not sure what color. They're not going to be all metal. They got to stand out. And we need a color for this wall. Oh, that's noisy. Sorry. It's another good orky color. These brushes. Let me see what else I got. What would be a good... Yellow would be a good color. I have that purple. Purple. Maybe they can just be a bunch of odd colors. Who knows? what's this color? Royal blue. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think so. I think that's too smells of Imperium. Let's do the plates in. Oh, that's gold. I was like, oh, cool. A long time ago, the wife and I did a lot of pour art. And we have all these tubes of thicker paints for that. Whoa, what's this color? Lime green. That's a truly disgusting looking color. See what it looks like. That might work for just an odd plate. I'm just going to try and stipple this on. At this big ass brush. You know what? I'm going to come back. Nope. I need to leave it thicker. Yeah, I was worried it doesn't have the coverage. That might be a base coat for like a yellow or something. Then I'll come back and pick out the rivet heads. I don't want to have too many oddball colors. Actually, maybe it'll be a white once it dries. Let's do this one over here. All right, how long have we been going at this? Once I get this, maybe I can do a probably it's a 2-player game. Space Gets it is. But it's not much strategy involved, so maybe one of these Saturday nights will be a Saturday night gaming night and we'll walk through a game. That is really, truly an awful color. I don't know. And he has some lore, Mike Hutchison written. But I can make up my own lore. It could be an old Imperium base, since that's why they got the really nice drill. And yeah, I'm chunking the paint on because I want it to look awful. Oh, there's another plate right there. That piece is going to get rusted. These piles are going to get rusted. I'll come back with a better brush. Grab some of this crap paint. I got like tons of it. Yeah, for terrain, don't use your good modeling paint. That's all I can say. It's going to need a second coat. So I'm going to try and even it out. Thin it out. Let it dry. I got tomorrow morning, although I gotta get some of my long form videos, edit it. I got tried some colors out, different orcs. Any hoodles. Like I said, when they're going to rust this up, this junk pile will be rusted up. These, and then I'm gonna leave that as metal color, grime it up, put some dirt on here. On this side, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. Maybe like a tan color. If I got a tan color. Like it was stuccoed or something at one point. Let's see. Oh, we got all kinds of tans. Here is the ultimate tan, khaki. Okay, I'm gonna put it on thick. And then I will come back in with some wash. I'll grunge it all up. But I've got to get the bolt set. I got to get the rust on. So this paint's going to dry. I need some ground cover. Oh, that's a sick looking color. This is going to need a second coat. I'm going to stay away from that red this time because it made this awful pinky purple color. I say awful, but it's actually kind of a cool looking color. Chunks there. I'm thinking like this was a imperial wall. Put some corrugated metal and then stucco over it. I painted some nice miners, painted a nice color. And the orcs came. And they don't wash their walls. And they don't maintain them. So hence you got all this metal now being seen. And these chunks down in here. I said I'm going to come back and put some... Well, I thought those were glued in place, but those are just some plaster bricks I had left over, so I just dumped them on. Squirted some paint down there and dumped them on. Actually, too much paint. But again, it's cheap acrylic. I don't care if I waste it. And once I get a wash on here, some of the detail will come out. Each individual little brick. This is all going to need a second coat. Trying to think, do we want? Yeah. Probably shouldn't have wasted my time. Dry brushing all that and over brushing all the silver on there. Gonna leave that black behind there like it's some sort of, where'd that red come from? I'll have to get a finer brush for some of this. Again, it's terrain. I think that I-beam is going to get painted more silver. Like a heavier coat. So yeah, this is just, oh, there's a bit right there I got to get. I know you guys can't see it, but I can. I'll come back and fix up all these over splash of color. With a finer brush. Or maybe not. Kind of looks grungy already. So what I saw was right down in there is the other half of that plate. I guess this is all going to need a second coat, all this green. Maybe a third coat. That's kind of cool. So let's see. Over nickel. Nickel. Instead of dry brushing it, let's actually paint it on. I'm actually liking that. I know it's all supposed to be grim darkish. Yeah, I'm still getting. Let's do this. I think once we rust it up, it'll look pretty darn good, man. That stuff to stand out. Do like a battle report, just want it in the background. All right. That's going to get all rusted up. Well, there's first layer of paint. Needs a lot of rust, a lot of paint, you know, like a touch up, second coats. Maybe. Make those corrugations stand out a little bit. Yeah, that's working. Oh, it's the back side of the plate. I like this red, but it's not dry yet. This is getting in everywhere. I said, this is just a lot of cardboard. So if I end up going, yeah, this isn't working for me, I'll just recycle it and start over. Oh, got some on there. All right. I think that about wraps it up for another Saturday night. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. And anyone who stayed all the way through. You must have a really boring Saturday night. But that's okay. I enjoy just having some fun. Someday, I will play games. Someday, I will get all my models painted. Nah, you never get all your models painted. You just buy new ones. Maybe by next Saturday, I'll have these walls finished and we'll show them off. Okay, there we go. So, thank you to the 2 folks who stayed the whole time. And once I wrap this up, I will publish it out there. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. I'm going to go, 10 o'clock, go grab something to eat and enjoy the rest of my Saturday. You guys have a great Saturday.